Dalai Lama is the leader. He's a leader, he's exiled, but he is also a spiritual leader to many. And so people look to him for guidance. Unfortunately, during a recent interview, he said that if he were to come back as a reincarnated being, as the next Dalai Lama, as a woman, that he would want to be hot. And so some reporter challenged him to that. Let's take a listen.
You also told one of my colleagues that female must be attractive, otherwise it's not much use.
Okay, yes.
Can you see why that comment upset a lot of women?
That is one time. If female Dalai Lama comes, and it should be more attractive. If female Dalai Lama, that people, I think, prefer not to see that face.
Cool, Lama. So it seems like in that moment, again, the Dalai Lama is a spiritual leader to many, and it usually for like this fancy free, like, oh, hey, I'm a very important and very kind of controversial, but essentially exiled by the Chinese government, and to answer the question, like, if I were to come back, I'd want to be a hot woman. Otherwise, in his previous statement, he said, otherwise there would not be much use to it.
Oh.
What do you think, ladies?
This is gross.
Do you know him about? You know the Dalai Lama? Have you like followed him before? Seen anything else he's done? Like listened to his speeches?
What? Are you asking me? Do I breathe?
I'm saying like there's a difference between like I know who the Dalai Lama is and like, oh, that's an inspirational figure to me. Has he ever been an inspirational figure to you, or is he just like peripheral? Like, oh, cool. I like his voice. Sounds like his.
No, he's not been an inspirational figure personally.
I think I understand where your point is going though, which is okay. He is 80. He is the leader of actually a dying faith. Tibetan Buddhism is being harassed. He lives in exile outside of Tibet, and it's being contained. And so I think many things. One is that if you do listen to the Dalai Lama, he does preach a holistic, inclusive life. And so this doesn't really
cute.
No, but that's what's so wild about these comments. These comments are not defensible, and I'm not trying to defend them, but it doesn't align with the history of decades of his preaching, of his spiritual messages. It seems like an outlier, it seems bizarre, but it also, to me, the reaction to this is part of this kind of cancel culture that we have. There is a phrase that pops up, there's something that is indefensible that somebody says, and then automatically, there's something wrong with this guy, right?
I don't like.
I'm not saying
cancel culture though. No, I like that we're having this conversation.
I think it's an important conversation.
Cancel the Dalai Lama, but I don't think that. I think it's this weird. It's like when people are anti-PC.
Right.
Certain words oftentimes come with violence. I'm not a free. What am I trying to say? Oh my goodness, I am not a free speech absolutism. Not as someone who's been called the N-word way too many times.
Right, and even the word.
I'm just not. So I think cancel culture. It's a way for people to cancel people holding people accountable. And sometimes that's what you need. Nobody's killing them.
Right.
It's just, hey, you know what? Maybe you can't be famous. Maybe I'm not gonna buy your stuff.
My biggest problem with cancel culture is not seeing the context of where something comes out. If somebody calls you the N-word, it's coming from the root of a systematically racist system, and they should be held accountable, and that system should be held accountable too. So
who's been canceled that you think like for something that
is minor?
Context is, yeah.
Oh God, I wouldn't even know. I mean, things happen so quickly. I don't know what.
No, I don't want to put you on that.
Yeah. No, I guess I'm trying to.
I think like free speech absolutist is already like a rhetorical footing that has given up so much. Because free speech absolutism, and I know that you were like trying to, you mentioned like something that was in the discussion itself. And I agree that like even that is just like saying everyone else is a free speech, sometimes. And sometimes they're saying free speech is not allowed, but it's not even free speech. We're just talking about like, everyone just please be a person. That said, like for me, I watch it, so he went on. Here's the rest of the interview. The second part of the interview where he takes another swing at it.
Can you see why a lot of women though found that quite offensive when you said it?
So one Indian, you see, because of some complaint about my that my expression. But okay. I think they themselves, if there's opportunity to ask whether they spend some money for makeup, I think they must do something.
like he's trying to tell a joke. Makeup? No takers? Okay, or something. I don't know.
He's like clarifying, just in case you thought that it was possible that he didn't mean what he meant. Here's the first time. This is bad.
Here's his final swing. This third strike pitch.
A lot of women would say that's objectifying women, and it's about who you are inside, isn't it?
Yes, I think both. Real beauty is inner beauty. That's true. But we human beings, I think the appearance is also important.
Yeah,
it's who you are on the inside, but it's also not.
I mean, but what I mean by his track record is he does call Trump like morally depraved, right? So I mean, I think that
it's funny.
I know, and I think he's 80. I think that's the other thing. There are generational shifts. My dad has said stuff like this too, and he's just a little
right. It's like, are we gonna? To what extent are we going to excuse this behavior? We definitely are calling it out,
right?
And it's like, how about this? I'm gonna show you 3 still images from this video, and they're all of the woman who's interviewing him. So here's the first one. She's like, "Come on, bud." Then she tries to plead with him, and she moves on to this one. I just want you to be better. And then just the face she gives him as she's asking a question. Come on.
Please, I'm giving you 8 chances. This is the 8th and final chance I am giving you to clean this up. Just say JK. JK, I'm gonna write it down and push it over. Just say it. Just say it. Do anything. This is absurd and it's ridiculous. And every country in this entire world has a colorism issue and this standardized beauty. And it is never a woman whose skin is as dark as mine. So I am grossed out by that completely. I don't care that he's 80 because I don't like it's like. I don't like this.
No, I'm not defending the comments. I'm just defending.
No, you're not defending
I'm defending the history of what the Dalai Lama has said and done, which hasn't really been aligned to these kind of comments.
And the whole time, he's only been preaching to the hot girls.
To be fair, he said this 3 times since 2015. Like,
you looked this shit up?
Yeah. He said it 3 times since 2015.
Okay, so what are the contexts, or how did it come up?
Like the same thing.
No, but
he's asked here to clarify on something he just said, and in 2015, and we don't have to go to these graphics, but someone on Jezebel in 2015, right? You'd think that as someone who's all about learning and enlightenment, he'd figured a few things out. So it's like, it's funny, but for him, I think he's like an enlightened Buddha. On the one hand, it would be him who's reincarnated as this, right? So he's like, if I'm gonna come back, I might as well be super hot.
Also, and then this doesn't help it as better, but I mean, like maybe he also means that being attractive would attract more people to the cause.
That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. However, I think he needs to say one more thing.
That's a bad thing to say.
But I'm not saying it's good. I'm just trying to understand. Right, but is that what he's saying?
First of all, we all need some kind of spiritual guidance because I feel like in this discussion, there's just like this. There's just like, oh my God, I just need. And it's like, okay, so it's funny. It's a socially awkward situation, and our reaction is to laugh to release that tension.
Right,
that is what we're doing. I think it is. Enlightenment is a personal state of being, I think, that I guess probably has certain transcendent universal applications, but like it is a personal state of being. And the way that he relates all these ideas together, that he is happy with it. So he's trying to stay in that happy thing. What he fails to do is recognize the world outside of him, which is a bunch of people who have come together and been like, maybe it's not so great to objectify women openly, even if you're laughing at it and you don't mean it. Take into consideration some kind of legacy. Cross-reference that to like his personal struggle, which is exile from his home and his dying religion. And it's just like, I'm with Rajni here, the reporter who was just like, come on, bud, you can do better. Well, and maybe he will.